Yes.
Yeah. Wakili, we say Kenya is a country that is governed by the rule of law. And the rule of law in this case also addresses itself to freedom of expression, freedom of the media, freedom of picketing, and also the right to travel this country and just sell your agenda that is in the political space. When you look at these freedoms being taken away by individuals, especially within the political class who are paying to curtail all these rights, what does that speak to?
Thank you. The Constitution is a living document, and we all need to respect it, not merely by just saying it's a living document and we leave it at that. We respect it and leave it. I think there is a disconnect in the players, and especially the political players, between what is expected of them in terms of that living document, which they say they subscribe to. But the reality is different, because if, for example, you are preventing or impeding journalists from bringing that which is happening in real time, and then at the same time you say you are a country that believes in the rule of law, then it's a contradiction. You look at Article 33 of the Constitution of Kenya, which allows journalists to seek, receive, and disseminate. If you block that, then you cannot begin to be saying you believe in the rule of law. There are several violations there, and from my point, I think even the journalists themselves, I think, should move beyond condemning. Even the journalist outfits, including the Kenya Union of Journalists, the Media Council of Kenya, the Editors Guild, should move beyond condemning.
To what?
Why wouldn't we, for example, file petitions seeking compensation for those journalists who have been hurt? That's available to us. Why would we be confined to the police taking charge and saying we have arrested a few who are involved and they have been taken to court, and that is the end of story? How do you compensate the journalist who was hurt? How do you compensate the journalist whose camera was broken or whose property was damaged? This is available to us. That same constitution, which I'm saying is a living one, let's leave it. Why can't we, as journalists, for example, say we're able to identify those who hurt us and pursue them in a civil way? Forget about the criminal way. That can be left to the state. And when it's left to the state, there are many games you see around it. We can even identify those who are behind the goons. We're able to. If we can present proof, why can't we seek compensation towards that end? Our outfits can file public interest cases and include the journalists who are hurt in the process, so that other than those pronouncements, the journalists too can be compensated, because that is available to us. So for me, I think the point I'm making is, as journalists need to move beyond complaining, beyond condemning, and take action. Some people might, because if you are forced to compensate a person, probably might think twice about